You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
What the fuck was that? Welcome everybody to episode number 37 of the Better Heat Fans Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Gana, and alongside me, I got Mr. Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. First of all, Merry Christmas Eve to everybody, and Merry Christmas Eve to you, Danny. And yeah, I mean, you said it. You said it with those 3-4 words. What the f was that? Yeah, man, it was. I mean, as a Heat fan, that was a brutal game, a brutal loss. 9 out of the last 11 that the Heat have lost, and they're in an absolute downward spiral right now, Danny.
There was like 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, and they were at like 80 points. And I thought to myself, what is happening?
Well, that's what happens when you have your lowest scoring quarter of the year in the first quarter, only 16 points, and then they had their lowest scoring half of the year after the second quarter, where they only had 44 points after halftime or at halftime, Danny. So, I mean, it was a rough game from the start. Obviously, the Raptors started 13-3, and they just didn't look back. I mean, the Heat had a couple of opportunities to get in front. They did, but they couldn't hold the lead, and the Raptors just killed us.
I can't remember what exactly it was. Maybe you have a better memory, but I went to watch the Heat the first time this season. I think they put up 50, like 53 or something like that in the first quarter. Like, where's that team? Like, it's insane. It's insane. The
I think it's
difference
the same
of this team.
I think it's the same team. I just think they're just not they're not playing well offensively. Last night you shoot 40%, only 82 shots that they put up. Normally, you're used to the Heat putting up 95, 100 shots, shooting 45, 50%. 8 of 30 from 3, Danny, 27% from the three-point line. And that's not something that we've been used to with this team, especially with the hot start that they started off with. If we remember, they started off 14-6, like you had said. After 20 games, they needed to be at least 500. They ended up being 14-6, but they've lost 9 of the last 11, and unfortunately now they're at 500.
It has a lot to do with the way teams are playing them, though. The teams are clogging the lane. They're getting back in transition. They're not giving them the rim, and even when they do get to the rim, they're not even finishing at the rim. To start the game, I saw Norman Powell miss a layup. It's just been ridiculously how bad this team has looked. And once teams started kind of defending that first action quick, they just haven't been able to get off of it. And bam, like, I think everybody thought that maybe the way that this offense was playing wasn't necessarily suited for somebody like Bam. He's more of a pick and roll type of guy. But I think everybody was like, but it's working. He's shooting threes now, and that's okay because he's making them. So maybe this will work for him. Even though everybody knew that it was kind of like, it's not the best, but he's making it work. But the offense looks horrible. He doesn't look good. Like, he looks bad. Like, I don't know how else to say. He looks bad. Like, Bam does not look like, how everybody's like, oh, he's the second option on. He's not. He just doesn't even look like a second option.
Doesn't even
And
look
this
like
team,
or the fourth.
no, he's looking really bad. And this team, just overall, looks horrible. When things aren't working, you don't have anybody to go to either. Even Norman Powell didn't look good last night. Like, look, and I really like Norman Powell. I don't think that's changed when we said that he is somebody that really looks like the Heat culture guy. But just because you look like the Heat culture guy, like Udonis Haslem, not that I'm comparing the two, right? There's levels, but Udonis Haslem was never considered an all-star already. Like, yeah, you can see him fitting on the Heat, but it doesn't mean that you depend on him, and he's not the guy that's going to get you over the top or going to make you a playoff team. And unfortunately, Norman Powell has taken a step down. Like, we were talking about him like he was a shoo-in to be an all-star this year, or at least I was. We were talking about this is Spoelstra's year to win. This is where end of November was. We said Spoel's finally going to win Coach of the Year. Bam is finally going to get the respect and win Defensive Player of the Year. Jaime Jaquez is going to be Sixth Man of the Year. We shout out to Jaime because he was the only one that showed up yesterday. Who else did we say? We said something else that we said.
We talked about Simone Fontecchio being one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, and he's been absolutely awful since we said that.
It's been really, really bad. Like the drop off, and it's almost it's almost inexplicable. Yeah, I get that teams can start scheming the way you've been attacking them, right? And they're fucking. You remember Norman Powell and Bam Adebayo going on TV shows like, hey, "Look, this is what we're doing." Yeah, like it was that good where everybody was like, "Wow, look, we're even telling everybody." Everybody was talking about once Thanksgiving came around. Everybody's like, "Ooh, the Heat, take the Heat seriously. I love watching the Heat." Blah blah blah, dude. Like I don't think, and obviously this happens all the time because the NBA season is such a long season. But I don't think I've seen such a huge nosedive after a hot start in a very long time. I can't remember the last time I saw something like this where it was just a straight nosedive. They beat the Nets. That's what they have in December. I know technically the Clippers was December 1st. Like technically it was the very first day of December. But like if you take that, like that's it. They beat the Nets. That's it. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And then for those that don't know what we're talking about because you missed the game, because I know it's December 23rd and everybody's in their festivities. The Raptors beat the Heat 112-91. They kept it close. The Heat got off to a horrible start. I think they started the game six. The Raptors were up 16-3 to start the game. Jaime Jaquez and Drew Smith come into the game, and they spark something under the Heat, and they kind of lead the charge for the comeback. The game is pretty close for the rest of the first half after the Jaime Jaquez and Drew Smith helped them come back, but eventually they just ran out of gas. And when you run out of gas, you need somebody to kind of light that back up, and we don't have that person.
No, we don't, unfortunately. And two of those players that I think could make a difference are unfortunately hurt on the bench, and that's Tyler Hero and Pelle Larsson. Two guys that at least Pelle Larsson plays defense. He can hit the three. Obviously, Tyler Hero is an absolute bucket. And you're missing those two guys. Now we can't make any excuses, right? This team has played without Tyler Hero for most of the season and had been doing very well. And I mean, it's honestly, I don't have words, Danny. I don't know what happened to this team from November to December. Like you mentioned, only 2 wins in the month of December. They look like more of like the Dolphins than they do the Heat. The Dolphins are the team that can't win a game in December, and now that looks like the Heat can't, and it's not going to get any easier, unfortunately.
Have the Dolphins won more games than the Heat in the month of December, or as many?
I think
They
so.
might
Yes.
have. They might
I
have.
think so. Yeah, for the first time ever.
Yeah, they might have because they Dolphins just started slumping over the last 2 weeks. It's just been embarrassing, man. It's just been embarrassing. And then this might be the worst loss of the year. I know that the before I used to point that the Sacramento Kings loss was really bad. And then also the Cleveland Cavs, the second one when they had just beat the Cavs when they were healthy. Then they come in 2 days later, they rest just about everybody, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is good. Like this is our chance to kick their ass again," and then they lose. Those two are going into yesterday were the 2 worst losses of the season, in my opinion. But I think yesterday might take the cake. You barely get to 90 points, and you have nothing. Jaime Jaquez, I guess, is the only positive because at least over the weekend in Boston and New York, what were we talking about afterwards? Man, we lost, but did you see Khalil Ware? Khalil Ware to 20 and almost 20 again. Like he looked good. This is good. We don't even got that to point at yesterday. Khalil Ware, 21 minutes, which I'm not sure why he only got 21 minutes. 5 points, 2 for 8 from field goals, 1 for 3 from 3, 9 rebounds. Man, let the kid play. Let the kid play. This season, at the moment, we are 15 and 15. 15 and 15. What the hell? Trade for Giannis. I just realized that it says trade for Giannis up top. I don't look at that. That's where we're at. I didn't even realize that. I usually have the record up there. It just says trade for Giannis, and I guess that's where we're at right now, because we're 15 and 15, and honestly, I don't see it getting any better.
No, I don't see it getting any better either, Danny. And they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to go out and make a trade. They're going to have to figure something out. Spo's going to have to figure it out. I really don't know what the Heat can do going forward after they are basically, like you said, nosediving, 15 and 15, lost 9 out of the last 11. And I agree with you. Last night's loss was the ugliest loss of the year. Worse than the Cleveland Cavaliers, worse than the Sacramento Kings, and I think your title for the episode, "Trade for Giannis," is perfect.
Well,
You got the date wrong too, but that's all good.
look at that. We're all over the place because it's just it's that bad. I hadn't realized that the date and the trade for Giannis is wrong, but it is what it is. Let me fix that real quick because that's gonna bother me, even though we're about to wrap it up anyway. Did you have any positives to come out of yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Jaime Jaquez Jr. continues to be the force that comes off the bench and helps the Heat. Right, he led the charge in the first quarter to bring them back to within striking distance, and he was the only one for the team that had a really good, really good. A positive plus minus, right? Other than Simone Fontecchio, who was +5, Jaime Jaquez was +9, and I know you love that stat. And he's been one of the only players that has had a really good plus minus all season. Everybody else on the team was minus and big time bad, minus bad. -22 for Khalil Ware, -22 for Norman Powell, -18 for Davion Mitchell, who didn't have a great game, only 2 assists and 2 turnovers. Just overall, it was a bad game from start to finish for the Miami Heat.
The Heat are only a half game ahead of the Bulls, which are in 10th place. And you know what I love? You know what the 3 play-in team, 8, 9, and 10 are right now? They should just be go ahead.
I was gonna say the Heat, Orlando.
Nope.
No?
It's the historic. Just think about history. Think about who the Heat always play in the play-in. Who did the Heat always play in the play-in? No, they never play the Boston in the play-in.
Oh, the Bulls.
The Bulls, and there's one more.
The Hawks.
Yep. The Heat are 8, the Hawks are 9, the Bulls are 10. It's ridiculous. These 3 teams are the perennial play-in teams. And let's see. At this point, and I know that I'm still early, only 30 games in. We still got 52 games to go. They could turn it around. They are only, even though I said they're only half game ahead of the 10th seed, they are technically only 2.5 back of the 4th seed. So it's still a lot of time to go. But just spitballing here. Looking into the future, would you rather make the playoffs, even though you know that you're going to get kicked in the face once the playoffs start, if things don't change? Or would you want to just roll the dice with see where you land in the lottery, maybe get a high pick?
No, I always want to go to the playoffs, Danny. I always want to make it to the playoffs, even if it's in the playing game. The Heat, regardless of who they play in the playoffs, are a dangerous team. And we've seen it before.
That's what I thought last year.
Making the finals as the 8th seed a few years ago. Obviously, you thought last year they were going to be dangerous. They did well in the play-in. But then, they got absolutely embarrassed by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round. I don't think that would happen again this year. Even as bad as we're seeing this team play right now, I just don't see the Heat getting embarrassed again. Spo really took that to heart, and I just don't think that that they're going to get beat that bad again. So I always want to go to the playoffs. I don't love the draft. I don't love the lottery. I prefer to see what you can do against the best teams in the NBA.
Did you hear that they're going to try to change the way the draft works so teams don't tank?
I did hear that, but tanking's part of the game, man. I don't understand why they want to take that out. Tanking's part of the game. I mean, it's always nice to have an easy dub on the schedule.
I just don't understand, because one of the things that they want to do is they want to lock March 1st, lock in the lottery teams at that point. That sucks. What if you're literally trying to make the playoffs, and then after March you just kind of fall off for whatever reason, and all of a sudden you're not in the lottery, even though you, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't know. Thumbs up.
Yeah. Yes. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Yeah, and look, this is Christmas Eve. They don't play against until the Friday the 26th. I miss them playing on Christmas Day, though. I enjoy watching some Christmas Day games. I'm wearing one of my favorite Christmas Day jerseys. It sucks that's what people. Well, look, they were right. I'm about to say that's what they thought of the Heat before the season started, but they were right. Look at us. Imagine us playing tomorrow.
We'd win.
If you're listening on audio, please leave us 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we will be back
Tomorrow.
sooner than you think. Yeah, tomorrow, talking as it's set up there, trading Giannis. So we'll see. Because I don't know if it's a good idea at this point, but regardless, we'll talk about it. So until the next one, have a good one.